Hello, this is the Ramblings of an Undisciplined Mind podcast for Saturday, July 2nd, 2016. As of this recording, Sierra is still missing. So it's been a busy day today. Today is the first day where I've really had time to just do stuff around the house of any length. Um, because June was schoolwork and graduations and parties and stuff. So I was just barely keeping the lawn mowed, and that was about it. So today I've been really productive. I mowed the lawn again, and I edged the lawn, and I just got done putting new weed and feed on the lawn, and I vacuumed out the car and got that cleaned up. Got the carpet cleaned in a couple of spots where coffee got slopped on it. And I got my bicycle working and went out for a bike ride. So that's the first time. So that was cool. Yeah, so it's been a nice day. That's why for you on the video, I'm kind of glistening because I'm sweating. I'm hot still. That's one reason why I am coming to you from the sofa in the man cave and not from the recording studio, because it gets warm in there and I'm already hot as it is. So today I've got a few comments, so I thought we'd do a comment show. So let's dive into it. First comment comes on episode 528, which was about dueling. And Gary writes, on the other hand, if dueling were still common, there might be fewer people getting offended over every little thing. All I know is if it were, I'd be at the shooting range all the time working on my aim. I'm with you on the aim thing, definitely. I don't know. It doesn't seem like people got offended any less. And if anything, it seems like they were getting offended quite a bit more because they were all kind of keyed in on that. So I don't know. I mean, I follow your logic, Gary, but I'm not sure that worked out quite that way. All right, 527, graduation. Gary said, congrats on this huge accomplishment. Going to school while working full-time is no easy thing, and that is very true. Thanks for sharing your experience at the ceremony. Well, you're very welcome. I actually had toyed with taking my voice recorder and kind of recording it and then maybe doing something there, but then I decided that was too much like work and I didn't want to be bothered with it. And, you guys certainly didn't need to hear all the speeches and crap. I'm sure you didn't want to. All right, Ramblings, episode 526, The Ghost Rebellion, which is the book by T. Morris and Philippa Ballantyne. Gary says, these certainly sound like interesting books. If I need a break from reading the Thomas Covenant series, I'll check it out. And there's big difference in I mean, there's a lot of serious things going on, but there's also humor in it. So yeah, if you need a break and maybe need to, have a different change of pace, those would be a good one to do it in, I would say. He also says, I finally finished the last book you recommended, Mistborn. Oh yeah, that's good stuff. And he enjoyed it very much. I'd say we have similar tastes in books. Imagine that. There's like, I think I'm totally read up on the Mistborn stuff. So, what's next? Episode 525, Crafting an Enemy. Gary listened to the same talk on the Melting Podcast. He says, I never imagined there was so much prep work and detail needed to create good characters. Hats off to you and other authors who create good stories full of characters we like. So I do hope I am doing that. It's actually something I'm reading. I've already got a bunch of books from the library on various topics of the craft. So like I'm reading one right now that's on description, and I've just recently started that, and I've got a couple other ones that I took out, and I've also got some other ones on my reading list that were out that I'll have to get later. So I am something I'm trying to be very intentional about in improving that. Episode 529, Jogging. He says, I used to like running too until the Air Force made it something I had to do. I can understand that. But after I had surgery for a torn meniscus, I all but gave it up. until I retired from active duty. At that point, I did give it up. I still enjoy a nice walk, but prefer swimming since there is no impact at all on my knees. Yeah, I didn't really give you an update on the whole jogging thing. That didn't last very long. I did it, I think, about a week, and then the knees started, even wearing the knee braces, the knees started aching. So I haven't done that. I'm hoping now that I got the bike going, I can be doing that more often, and that's usually my knees usually do pretty good with that. So I am hopeful. Episode 530, CPAP Problems. Gary writes, my diagnosis was severe obstructive sleep apnea. I don't know if I would do well if I had to wait a month for the doctor to give me the okay to have my machine repaired. We had a power outage one night and I wasn't able to use my machine. The next morning I was a complete wreck. The one time I heard a whistling sound, it turned out to be the cat made small holes in the tube. Good thing those aren't too expensive. Yeah, I actually tried to call the doctor on that and say, hey, can you give me I need a prescription for them to repair it or replace it, and the people couldn't really understand, how I was expecting that to work, and I was just trying to ask, does he have to see me to get that? Yeah. And all they could really do for me is I did get my appointment moved up to the 11th instead of the 20th. So I won't say I'm not severe. I was moderate. So the the need to wear it isn't quite as great, and the effects aren't quite as great. But I won't say I'm not feeling a bit more tired on it. And then, lastly, my wife, Jelaine, shared out Ramblings episode 536, Rock, Paper, Scissors, which was yesterday's. And she tells me that the Sting song that Peter Gabriel did was Set Them Free. So, and that was the one that he really changed it. It was, because it's really kind of a free, free, set them free. It's a very, very kind of light, peppy song, and he went totally the opposite direction with it. So it was an interesting take on it. She says, what's interesting is that when Sting did Shock the Monkey, you recognized it first, but when Peter Gabriel did Set Them Free, I recognized it. Yeah, and when Sting did Shock the Monkey, I think they had kind of the music like the track, so it did take me a wee bit to realize that that's what he was doing, but it was pretty quick. Once he really got into singing the words, it was. Whereas with the other one, Peter Gabriel was singing the words, and I'm just like, I don't recognize this. I think it was like third or fourth line in before I finally recognized the lyrics and went, oh, that song. So that's the comments I have. So that's what I got. If you are listening to this and you want to leave me a comment, I will read it on a future comments episode. So please do. It would be good to hear new voices, so to speak. To have new comments to read from new people. Maybe I'll put it that way. But let's see. Monday is a holiday. It is Independence Day here in the United States. If you're in the UK, then I see on Facebook it's called Trader's Day. Which I find that funny, even though it is 100% accurate. But I'm gonna. We're having a holiday. We're actually planning on going to see Independence Day, the new one. It's like Independence Day Resurgence or something. So yeah, we're planning to go see that. I'm looking forward to that. And other than that, burgers on the Barbie. Don't have much else planned. Gonna relax. It's a holiday. So I will not be doing an episode on Monday. All that to say, I'm not going to do an episode on Monday. So I will be back on Tuesday when I'm back on the road. And I'll be talking to you then. So, be seeing you.